Assalamu alaikum. We are studying Raman spectroscopy for semester 8 physical chemistry. Today's topic is Raman activity of vibration of water and carbon dioxide. In the previous lecture we had discussed that any molecule will be Raman active if its polarizability changes as a result of rotational motion or vibrational motion. If the polarizability of a molecule changes as a result of vibrational motion, we say that the molecule is Raman active due to vibration. In this specific topic, we will discuss the Raman activity of vibration of water and carbon dioxide. Let us consider first the Raman activity of water. Raman activity of vibration of water molecule. Water is a triatomic non-linear molecule. We had already discussed while studying infrared spectroscopy and rotational spectroscopy about the degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom are the number of coordinates which are required to describe the position of a particle. Now we had discussed that the total degrees of freedom for a molecule are given by 3n, where n is the atomicity of molecule, number of atoms present in a molecule. In the case of water, we have three atoms present, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Therefore, for water, n is equal to 3. Atomicity is 3. The total degrees of freedom are 3n, that is 3 multiplied by 3 is equal to 9. For every molecule, the translational degrees of freedom are always 3, as there are 3 coordinates x, y and z in which the molecules can move. Therefore, the translational degrees of freedom for every molecule are 3. For nonlinear molecule, the rotational degrees of freedom are also 3. Now, the remaining degrees of freedom will be the vibrational degrees of freedom. Thus, the vibrational degrees of freedom for non-linear molecules will be equal to total number of degrees 3n minus translational degrees of freedom 3 minus rotational degrees of freedom 3, or we can write the vibrational degrees of freedom will be 3n minus 6, or 3 into 3 minus 6 is equal to 3. Thus, in case of water, there will be 3 normal modes of vibration. Therefore, we can say that water has 3 normal modes of vibration. It has 3 modes of vibration. The 3 modes of vibration for water are let us suppose it is the equilibrium position of water molecule. The first mode of vibration is called symmetric stretching. In symmetric stretching, either both the bonds expand or both the bonds compress. Here we are showing the expansion of the bonds, moving away from oxygen. The atoms, hydrogen atoms, move away from oxygen, and or both the atoms come closer to oxygen. This mode is called symmetric stretching. Either both the bonds expand or compress. The second mode of vibration is known as bending mode. In bending modes of vibration, the bond angle changes and the bond length remains the same. Now the bending modes are, let us suppose it is the equilibrium position of water molecule. Either the bond decreases or increases. Bond angle, the atoms, hydrogen atoms are coming closer, leading to decrease in bond angle, or the atoms may move away leading to increase in bond angle. The third type of vibrational motion, which is shown by water molecule, is called asymmetric stretching. In stretching mode, the bond length increases while the bond angles remain same. In asymmetric stretching, one bond expands and the other compresses. And it can be shown as this bond expands and this bond shortens or compresses. And the reverse process will be that this bond shortens and the other bond expands. Now these are the three modes of vibration, or 3 degrees of freedom, vibrational degrees of freedom. Symmetric stretching, in which both the bonds expand or compress simultaneously. Bending mode, in which the bond angle decreases and bond length remains the same. Asymmetric stretching, in which one bond expands and the other compresses. Now we consider what happens to polarizability of molecule in different modes of vibration. First of all, we consider symmetric stretching. We had already discussed that let us suppose if it is the direction of applied electric field or electromagnetic radiation such as laser, now here in the direction of the field, the polarizability in this direction will be higher and the polarizability perpendicular to this direction will be less. Therefore, the polarizability ellipsoid in this case can be shown as the minor axis, which shows high polarizability, and the major axis, which shows small polarizability. When we move towards left side, the bonds are expanding and the polarizability increases as the bonds expand. Therefore, the polarizability ellipsoid will be smaller in size. As in this case we have a higher polarizability, therefore it will be represented by a smaller ellipsoid. When we move towards the other side, when the bonds expand, When the bonds compress, the polarizability decreases and it is represented by a large ellipsoid. As during this mode of vibration, the magnitude of polarizability changes although the direction remains the same. So whenever the magnitude of polarizability change, that type of vibration will be Raman active. Therefore, this vibration, the symmetric stretching for water molecule, will be Raman active due to change in magnitude of polarizability. Now the second mode is known as bending mode. Here we have the equilibrium position and we can represent polarizability ellipsoid as follows. Now when we move towards the compression, decrease in bond angle will lead to a decrease in polarizability and the polarizability ellipsoid will be bigger one. If we move towards the other side, if the bond is increasing or bond angle is increasing or decreasing, in this case as the bond angle increases, the polarizability will also increase. Therefore, here we will have a small ellipsoid. In this case also, the polarizability, magnitude of polarizability is changing during the bending mode. However, direction remains the same. As the magnitude of polarizability change, therefore this vibration will also be, this mode will also be Raman active. Now we come to third type of vibrational mode, which is the asymmetric stretching. The equilibrium position can be represented by ellipsoid of this type. Now in this case, one bond expands and other compresses. Now due to expansion of bond, the polarizability increases, but on the other side the polarizability decrease due to compression of bond. However, in this case there will be a maximum polarizability in this direction along the direction of bond, and polarizability will be less perpendicular to the bond. Therefore, the polarizability ellipsoid will change the direction of polarizability ellipsoid will change, and it can be written as, here we have the direction, this direction, and here we have some other direction. Similarly, if we consider the next case in which the other bond expands, then the direction of polarizability ellipsoid will be in the direction of the bond. Here we have, in this direction, polarizability is maximum and it is represented by minor axis perpendicular to this bond. The polarizability is less, therefore it is represented by minor axis. In this case, although the magnitude of polarizability nearly remains the same, however the direction of polarizability changes. Therefore, change in direction of polarizability means change in polarizability. Therefore, this vibrational mode will also be Raman active. Therefore, we conclude that all the three modes of vibration of water molecule, they are Raman active. Now we consider the second case of carbon dioxide. Now we consider the Raman activity of carbon dioxide. Raman activity of vibration of CO2. Second case. Carbon dioxide is a linear molecule, linear and triatomic molecule. Is triatomic, linear molecule. It is triatomic and a linear molecule. Now in this case also atomicity N is also equal to 3. The total degrees of freedom for carbon dioxide will also be 3N or 9. 3N means 3 into 3, 9 degrees of freedom. Now out of these total number of degrees of freedom, the translational degrees of freedom will be 3, as we have already mentioned. Translational degrees of freedom For carbon dioxide are 3. Now for linear molecules, the vibrational degrees of freedom are 2. There are 2 degrees of rotational degrees of freedom. The rotational degrees of freedom for linear molecules is 2. In this case, the rotational degrees of freedom are 2. The remaining degrees of freedom 3 and minus 3 minus 2 will be the vibrational degrees of freedom. In this case, the vibrational degrees of freedom for carbon dioxide will be 3n minus 3 minus 2 or 3n minus 5 or 3 into 3 minus 5 is equal to 4. It shows that carbon dioxide has 4 normal modes of vibration. There are 4 modes of vibration, and these 4 modes of vibration can be shown diagrammatically. Let us draw the different modes of vibration for carbon dioxide. Different modes of vibration for carbon dioxide are: first one is called symmetric stretching. Here we have the equilibrium position, and either both the bonds expand simultaneously or both the bonds compress simultaneously. The second mode of vibration is known as asymmetric stretching. In which one bond expands and the other compresses, and vice versa. It is the equilibrium position of bonds. Now one bond expands, this bond is expanding in the direction shown by arrow, and the other bond compresses. The second case is that one in which the bond on left hand side expands and the second bond compresses. Now there are 2 bending modes of vibration. Third one is bending mode of vibration, which is in plane vibration, in plane of the board, in plane of the paper, or in the plane in which the molecule is present. Let us suppose we have carbon dioxide molecule and it is present in this plane, then it will bend as such. It is in plane vibration. It can be represented as it is the equilibrium position. Let us draw the equilibrium position over here. Bond length remains the same, however bond angle is changing. And fourth bending vibration is out of plane. Out of plane vibration. If we have carbon dioxide present in this direction, then it will bend either towards the opposite side or towards the observer or away from the observer. This type of bending mode is considered to be out of plane. Here we have the equilibrium position of carbon dioxide, and the molecule, the bonds are moving away from the observer. The bending is on opposite side of the whiteboard, and in this case the bending is towards the observer. Both the bonds move simultaneously towards the observer. Now let us consider what happens to polarizability of carbon dioxide in different modes of vibration. Let us consider the first mode of vibration, which is the symmetrical stretching. In this case, we can represent the polarizability ellipsoid. Let us suppose we represent it by this size. Polarizability will be greater in the direction of the bond if we are applying electric field or radiation in this direction. As the bond length increases, the polarizability will also increase, and it will be represented by small size ellipsoid as the polarizability is increasing. In this case, the polarizability, as we move towards compression, the polarizability decreases and it is represented by a larger ellipsoid. It is clear that during this symmetric stretching, the magnitude of polarizability changes, which is shown by changing size of the polarizability ellipsoid. Hence, this vibration will be Raman active vibration. Now, in this case, in the second case, which is asymmetric stretching, we have the polarizability ellipsoid at the equilibrium position. As one bond is stretching, the polarizability is increasing, but the other bond is shortening, the polarizability is decreasing. The two effects are cancelling out each other. Therefore, there will be no change in polarizability or slight change in polarizability, which will be negligible change. Here we will also have the same situation, this bond expanding and here it is compressing. Here the polarizability will nearly remain the same. Therefore, we say that this vibration, as the polarizability does not change in symmetric stretching, therefore this vibration will be Raman inactive. It will be Raman inactive vibration. Now we consider the bending mode. At the equilibrium position, we can represent polarizability by the ellipsoid. As the bond angle decreases, the polarizability will decrease and it can be represented by a larger ellipsoid. Here also the polarizability will increase and it is represented by a larger ellipsoid. As at the two extremes of vibration, we are getting the same polarizability. Therefore, we say that the polarizability is not changing and it is repeated periodically. Therefore, this vibration will be Raman inactive. Same will be the case with the bending vibration, which is out of plane. Here we will also have the polarizability, and polarizability will remain the same. And this vibration will also be Raman inactive. So in case of carbon dioxide, only one vibration is Raman active, which is symmetric stretching, and all the three other vibrations, asymmetric stretching, bending mode of vibration in plane and bending mode of vibration out of plane, they are Raman inactive. Allah Hafiz for today.